I think a good behaviour resource would always focus on the positive.
Something that could be reused.
Not too much writing.
It has to be quite a visual resource, something that's quite bright.
It's reasonably priced.
I would want variety.
Certainly something that the children can use to express their emotions.
Something that's going to make them laugh, because they really do open up more when they're in that frame of mind, when they're laughing.
One of my favourite resources for our nurture group is Stones Have Feelings Too, and it's a tool that has been so fantastic with the children, whether they're from reception age children or up to our Year 6 boys. And there are a selection of cards, and on this side of the card there's just a picture of how a stone feels, and on the back there's a description. So this one is happy, joyful and carefree. These cards are encouraging children to express how they feel. A lot of the children we have in nurture group, very low self-esteem, need a lot of anger management, and they actually can't talk verbally to you, but by just showing us one of these cards, they could explain to us what sort of day they've had. A couple of ways I use these is I can either spread them out on the floor, face up, and they can just choose which one they feel they're like today, or I will give them a card and they will just explain actually how they feel. And it's just another bridge between the child and an adult, and they just feel safe with these cards.
I like these cards. I think they're great. I think they've got lots of visual prompts. This one particularly, he looks really proud of himself, and I quite like the fact that there are other words that children can associate with how he's feeling. There's lots and lots of different emotions that the children can encounter, and it gives them an opportunity to show through pictures rather than trying to find the words.
I think these cards would be really useful for younger children in reception. I think the colours and the faces and the pictures would be really useful for that level of child.
They're actually quite good. I think they would appeal to boys, which is something that you need to think about, mainly because they're in like a cartoon format. So I think they're kind of quite funny, but you can get a lot of kind of seal work out of the children from them.
I think they might have some trouble in actually picking out emotions. I wouldn't be able to guess or have a think, oh, is that how I'm feeling? I think that might be a bit abstract for them.
I particularly see it as being a good resource for children with autism, as they quite often have trouble expressing their feelings or understanding how you feel. So a child could present a card to you and say, this is how I'm feeling, or just hold it up and you'd understand that is what they mean.
I think you could have a lot of discussion based on the cards, and that's why I like this little booklet that comes with it, because if you are kind of stuck for ideas, it gives you examples of questions to ask the children, which I think is really, really nice. It's got the vocabulary in there, so they're good for building up vocabulary as well, which is important.
They could work maybe for children who do have particular difficulties in learning English language, because you have got the words on the back.
They're quite at ease with these cards, and they quite often ask if they can use these cards each session actually. They've become a very popular part of our group.
Hello and welcome to our nurture room, Neptune's Kingdom. And in this room, we try to help the individual child through group therapy to make the right choices when they're dealing with their emotions. And it helps them in their day-to-day life in the classroom with their normal teachers.
If a child breaks the rules in my class, I will put a warning cube on their desk, quite calmly. Won't make a big deal of it. If they break the rules more than once, they'll get a second warning cube, and they'll go and sit on the table at the back of the room. If the child gets a third warning cube, they will go into misplay the next day, so it's as simple as that.
PTS, so Primary Teaching Services, has a website that you can buy products from, such as all of these, to use in your classroom to help with behaviour management. And I use it an awful lot. So one of the main things I use it for is praise pads, which they call them, which are notes home. So when the children are doing particularly well, you can give them a note home to let their parents know how well they've done. And they have maths ones, they have English ones, lots of different ones. I think they're great. I also use raffle tickets. If the children are behaving well, then I'll give them a raffle ticket, and then on a Friday we'll put them all into a bowl, and then I'll pick out 2, and then the children that get their raffle ticket picked out get a prize. They have lots of different stickers of varying sizes. You can make them your own, so you can have your name on them. So I would have Miss Cookson thinks I'm wonderful, or Miss Cookson thinks I've been magic, and you can write your own thing, which the children really like.
Well, all children love stickers, and it doesn't matter whether they're reception up to year 6. The year 6 might pretend to be blasé, but they still enjoy getting them. So those are really nice range, curriculum, behaviour, addressing all the issues. And then the little postcard home, which they call praise pad, just takes it one step further, and then you know that the families are involved and the parents know that something good has happened. Always easy to focus on the negative, so it's nice to have something that reminds you to praise up the positive as well.
I've actually used the personalised stickers and had the yellow Miss Johnson Superstar, which are lovely, and the children, that is their aim, but for myself it's quite expensive to keep restocking. They are only £2.50, but if you think how many stickers we get throughout the week, these are ones that I use for a very rare occasion.
I do really love these stickers. I do wish that they sold bigger packs of them, because I'm not sure how long that these would last in my classroom. But there are some really lovely things on there, and it's definitely worth a look.
I really like these ones. They come in lots of different colours and different styles. You scratch them and you smell them, and they smell of different things. So these ones are jelly babies, these ones are mints. I've got some strawberry ones, and the kids absolutely love them because they're a bit different. Also, children really love sparkly stickers, just because they're a bit, I don't know, colourful, eye-catching. They're really nice.
We use the head teacher certificates to encourage pupils to learn all their times tables. The dinner ladies also have the stickers so that they can praise good behaviour at dinner time, and it's become quite a competition to see which class behaves the best.
I think you'd have to think carefully about your age group. I think they are quite age appropriate for Key Stage 1 and early years. I'm not sure how they work or be received in upper Key Stage 2. I've used Top Banana and the strawberry one for praise, and it's worked really successfully, so I do like those.
It does make a difference in their behaviour because they have a goal to aim towards and an incentive in order to behave well.
One of my favourite resources are egg shakers to use in the classroom. You can use them to attract the children's attention by shaking them. They don't make a great deal of sound. They might put them forward on the table so they know that you need to talk to them. And I really enjoy using them. I think they work really well.
I remember there was a golden book at my school. I thought that was a really good idea. Children used to get put in it for good work. So I actually suggested that to my head teacher, and from September this year we have introduced a golden book into our school as well.
Well, Escape from Anger Island, by its title, it's all to do with anger. It's a really good game. Children really love this game. The object of the game is to go from their start point all the way around the island and then escape to their own little safe place. Children take it in turn to throw a dice, and on their turn they'll move their playing piece the number that's on the dice. And at the end of their move, they have to pick a card up from the pile of cards. So they would have this card that says, say 3 positive things about yourself. And then the group will listen to them while they say those 3 positive things. Now, for some children, that's very difficult. And working in this environment, the child feels safe enough to actually say these positive things. But at any time, the dinosaur can come out and chase them. This is the fun part of the game. The children really love this. And they may pick up a card that just says dinosaur chase. If they get that card, the player to their left becomes the dinosaur, and the player on the left throws the dice and moves the dinosaur that number of spaces. And if he lands actually on the square, then it sends the player back to their start point, and they start all over again.
I quite like this game. I think there's lots and lots of discussion points. I think this gives an opportunity for children to talk about their feelings without actually realising that they're going to be discussing it.
15 minutes, yeah. Ages 6 to 12, 2 to 4 players.
The only thing I find a bit annoying is some of the cards are maybe not appropriate to your school, so you might want to adjust them. And also the pterodactyl, he doesn't stand up, and I can see a child being quite bothered by that, and then that focus of the game is lost.
I think Escape from Anger Island's a really nice alternate way to, again, get some seal and to discuss with the children about anger management. I think that it's quite hard to talk to boys sometimes about expressing your anger and managing it. And it is very disguised, and I think all children like to play games. And I think that's a really nice way of going about it, and it covers a lot of areas where they can reflect on how they deal with things, and I think that's what children need.
The principle is excellent, but I'm not sure that it would work in practice. I think that a child that was angry might come in, pick up a problem-solving card, read the 100 words that are on the back of it, and just go, and tear off the card because, you know, they're feeling angry as it is.
I think it's a great way of combining a board game, which children love,
of course, yeah,
with some very thought-provoking questions, actually.
And as well as, of course, getting them to talk about things that upset them or make them angry, it also gives guidance, such as obviously this pile of relaxation cards, guidance on how they could deal with their emotions.
I do quite like it. It's just trying to think of when you would use it in a classroom, because you're always so busy. So if you've got a TA, you've got additional adult support in your class, then you could always take children that have particular needs in dealing with their feelings off to play this game. I do think it's good. I don't know how often I'd use it on a regular basis.
I would say Key Stage 2, wouldn't you?
Definitely Key Stage 2.
They should certainly be able to play independently in years 5 and 6.
I think they'd enjoy it.
But maybe some of the scenarios, some of the language may be a bit challenging for anyone younger than that.
The children absolutely love it. The dinosaur coming out is the fun part. And we've had instances out in the playground where a child that's played this game has actually adapted something that they've learnt from these cards, which is really fantastic.